welcome to another episode of Wine with an Apple. And we've missed you guys. We are currently on our spring break, and we were coming to you with a new topic today. We're going to be talking about teacher and school and parent relations with staff and students. So, you want to get into it, Keys?
Sure. So, this is a pretty intense topic, I feel. I don't know if a lot of people would touch on it, but we are who we are. We're gonna talk about this. So, we have experienced a incident where there was a parent who, for whatever reasons we're uncertain of, was very upset with a student at our school and came to the school unexpectedly in an irate manner and engaged physically with that student. It was not their own child. Again, we do not know the specifics, but it was the most traumatic experience I have witnessed in my 10 years of teaching. After it was all said and done, after I left school, I came home and I sat in my car for 30 minutes. I could not get out of the car because there were so many thoughts that were just swimming through my brain. Like, what would make somebody come and become physical with a student? We teach at a K through 8th building, so it's not an 8th grade student. And not that would be any better that you would go and have a physical incident with the 8th grader. I just felt that what could be so pressing, and I'm a parent, and I know that if somebody were to harm one of my children, it's going down. But it would be more in the direction of, let me talk to admin, let me talk to the district. I would even maybe contact that student's parent, but never would me as a parent put my hands on another child.
Well, let's frame it like this, because we know that in schools right now there are heightened emotions everywhere, between the staff and parents and things like that, and there is a certain way to do things. So I think that's what you're trying to highlight. And so because of that incident, we wanted to come to you guys because we're partners in your child's learning, and we want to give you some tips and some tools on some things that you can do when your child is experiencing some type of bullying situation, or you feel like you're not being heard, because it does happen. And I think that you gave a great tip about, first, you need to talk to that child's teacher. There's nothing wrong with you as a parent calling in those resources and having a sit-down meeting.
And I would rather take the brunt of your anger, because I'm an adult, versus that anger being focused on a child.
Yes. What do you think will be something else, Maddie, that we can give parents so it won't take it to that level?
Well, I think that coming to us first, and I know that I've had experiences where I brought in parents to talk with admin. I've talked to them. We've had just talking it out and trying to figure out what we can do. And if it's a problem that continues to happen, we can, for the most part, there's been times where we've had to separate the two kids, the whole year.
Yes, we have. Yes,
and that's not, there's just other ways.
And I guess it just really bothered me. I'm serious, you guys. I was devastated. I know for a fact the pressures that are on our kids, because our kids they hold in so much. I will also say that our kids don't always tell the full truths either. So sometimes as a parent, we have to step back and say, okay, let me get everybody involved in this to see what the root of the problem is. And if that means, like we said, talking to us, talking to the principal, we've had times where people have gone to admin, which is perfectly fine. Take those steps. Go to admin. Ask to talk to the other parent.
Absolutely.
There are so many other resources that you can take versus just something so traumatic.
And just think about it like this. the kids watch our every move,
Yes.
every move. And so just to be the person that was taken out of character like that, you know, that's not showing you in your best light. You want your children to model what you're doing as parents, as admin, as teachers. And so now that child, you know, you created some victims. Now you have to kind of reteach or tell them how to put their anger in a certain way. It's just the way we do things. And I think that is what we experience is a bigger symptom of what a lot of teachers are experiencing. And we need to have some very real conversations on how we support kids and teachers in being able to expel it, because it's a whole lot of drama with social media as well as they get older. How do you guys how are we going to approach social media so it doesn't spill over to the classroom, because that's what's happening?
And don't give up. Don't give up. I mean, we teach our students about body safety. Like, you have to tell somebody if you feel unsafe, if you feel harmed, tell somebody until they believe you. So if you are having an issue with your student and some others, don't just say, oh, well, I talked to the teacher one time. Don't give up. If your child is still coming at home and saying, oh, well, so-and-so, this happened, don't give up. Come talk to me again. If it takes you to contact me 5-6 times, I need to know what you're hearing as much as you need to know what's happening in the room. So just don't say, well, you know, I talked to them, they didn't do anything. So don't give up, you guys. You have to talk until you are heard.
Because on the flip side is that we have to take the documentation. We have to make sure that we're doing all of the steps to make sure that you are heard, that your child is heard, and we are trying to rectify that situation as soon as possible.
And then there are some teachers who don't. I'll give you that part too. There are some teachers who you're like, well, I talked to that teacher and they just seem unbothered. Don't stop. Then you go to the principal. If that teacher is not giving you the service that you need, then go to the next person. Go up that ladder until you get someone who will hear you.
Absolutely.
But it takes a community to keep these kids safe. Like, after that whole incident happened, I can tell you those kids are not feeling safe. They don't feel protected by us, by others around them, and that makes helping them grow 10 times harder.
Because I know for at least in my class, so we did have to have a little powwow the next morning and just talk about what happens in those situations when we see someone being totally unsafe, and how it's important to, you know, be by me and listen to me and all of those things and debrief, because it was very traumatizing for people who weren't even involved in that situation. So I think that what you're saying, what we're all saying is clear communication all throughout, to parents, teachers, and you keep going until you are heard. Keep going till you're heard, because these are kids that we want to train up to be out there in society and be successful.